So Lara Croft, ladies and gentlemen, Amazon has decided to buy the rights for Lara Croft for $600 million. Now, this particular topic is extra interesting for two reasons. Number one, it is Amazon who's in charge of the IP now for a live action series. And let's be real, the way that they handled Rings of Power doesn't exactly give me a lot of faith that they're going to be able to actively handle Lara Croft the right way. That's number one. Number two, they actually just recently acquired and hired one of the Marvel's writers for this TV series. So that alone, those two combinations gives me absolutely zero faith that this is going to be any sort of real good live action adaptation of Lara Croft. They're already trying to make her ugly. They're trying to defeminize her because clearly being an ultra sexy woman is just not allowed in today's modern world. So let's get into the article, guys, from Bounding Into Comics. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into the YouTube algorithm. It says Tomb Raider will have smaller bobs, gets the Marvel's writer. Amazon Prime Video is currently developing a new series. They acquired rights in January for $600 million. This one's coming to us from Cosmic Book News. It says it is learned Lara Croft will have smaller bobs. The new Tomb Raider TV series currently in development at Amazon Prime Video with Phoebe Waller-Bridge attached also has the writer involved who is behind the MCU's The Marvels, Agatha Darkhold Diaries, and WandaVision. So this is a writer who has experience on three essentially ultra feminist MCU projects. Why would anybody be shocked that this particular live action series is probably going to be terrible? It is most likely going to be very bad. The chances of Lara Croft from Amazon being good is essentially slim to none. It's the same calling that I did with the Rings of Power. I said there is no way in hell they're going to actually be able to pull this off. It's impossible. They don't have the creativity to do it. And I think that they're not going to be able to do it with Lara Croft either. They're going to try to turn her into this ultimate girl boss, Mary Sue. They're going to make her ugly. They're not going, I'm telling you, it's going to be a nightmare. I feel bad for Melanie Mack out there because she's probably like livid about this stuff. It says Variety reveals Megan McDonnell is writing the new Tomb Raider series, which was first announced back in January as Amazon acquired the rights for $600 million. Now, what's crazy is that $600 million, I believe, is double the amount of money it took for the video game rights to be sold. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, the fact that Tomb Raider actually sold for $600 million to Amazon is incredible. It really is. But hopefully, they got access to all the rights, right? Because with Rings of Power, they only paid for certain parts. So they actually didn't have rights to use certain things in the lore, hence why they had to make up everything. But in this scenario, $600 million, I hope that they actually got the ability to talk about everything in the Lara Croft lore. $600 million is crazy, man, because they paid $1 billion for Rings of Power, $400 million for Lord of the Rings. So $600 for Lara Croft is crazy. I think that's pretty damn high, but you guys can let me know in the comments down below. It says the article states, following coming on board Marvel as a story editor on WandaVision, Megan McDonnell was the first writer brought onto the Marvels. Next, she served as a consulting producer, providing writing and on-set services for the Agatha Darkhold Diaries Disney Plus series. The article states these projects exemplify the non-traditional approach she likes to bring to boilerplate formats, be they sitcoms or superhero tentpoles. Oh, here we go. Here we go with the non-traditional approach, because clearly you can't just be traditional. No. Traditional is not allowed. Now everything's got to subvert expectations. You cannot have a consistent thing anymore. They always want to come in and they swear they could do it better. They want to take whatever story they're adapting and they think they could do it better than anybody who did it before them. Truth be told, though, these writers have absolutely fuck all idea of what they're doing. They really are so consumed with their own personal ideologies. And again, they want to try to make it different, right? They want to try to make it a non-traditional approach. What do you mean? We've already seen people not like the non-traditional approach that's been happening with Lara Croft lately. Why would you not want to go back to traditional? Why don't you try traditional for once? You might be surprised at how much money you actually make. But again, this is not about money, ladies and gentlemen. It has never been about money, especially with Amazon. Amazon, compared to Disney, has literally all all the money in the world to burn. They can burn as much money as they really want at the end of the day. They have an ungodly amount of money available to them, unlike Disney. So the fact is, they can spend $600 million on Lara Croft and turn it into the wokest garbage you're ever going to see, and they don't care. They don't care if it makes money or not. They don't care if it's successful. They bombed so hard with Rings of Power that they literally had to run with their tails in between their legs. They couldn't actually come out and admit that the show was a massive failure. They released fake viewership numbers for the first episode, and they never talked about the viewership since. And then we found out a couple months ago that 30% of people finished Rings of Power. 30%. That's it. Everybody else did not finish the show. What do you think is going to happen with Lara Croft if it comes out that this show is an ultra-feminist nightmare? What do you think is going to happen? Of course, people are not going to want to watch. It says, I love to do something unusual with form. I aim to surprise, she says. And I try to write things that I want to watch. Right there. Right there is the problem. I try to write things that I want to watch. That right there is the fucking problem with modern day writers. I'm glad she said that. Thank you. Thank you for saying that, because that right there is something that I've talked about so many times. And now we finally have a writer admit it to us. They are writing things that they want to watch, that they want to see. They're not writing things that people actually want to see. They're writing things that they personally want to watch. And that's the issue. Their ideology, what they are into, is such a niche minority that they're trying to write these TV shows to please themselves, but they don't realize that they're abandoning the vast majority of viewers. Why would you do that? That makes no fucking sense. Why would you want to write a show that you personally want to watch? That is a bad idea to have, and you really should not do that. You should make a show that tailors to the audience that's already built in to this fan base. And of course, you could do a little bit of different things here and there to try to get some new people at the end of the day, right? You know, that's okay. I could expect that. But if you're completely changing everything because you want to see Lara Croft turn into some massive feminist girl boss, what are we doing? What are we honestly doing here? It says, McDonald adds, one of my stories start with whatever funk or crisis or feeling I'm living in. Then I figure out how to explore that throughout speculative fiction. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is also on board as a writer who recently talked about how they are changing the character from a sex symbol to one that has smaller bobs. She had an attitude. She was very deliberate in what she wanted to do. That all changed when they realized that they could market her to be a sex symbol. Waller-Bridge told Vanity Fair back in June in regards to conversations that they have in the writer's room about the kind of body Lara Croft should have in their upcoming TV show. She's a Tomb Raider, so she's incredibly fit. She has to squeeze through tiny rock crevices all the time. It is a different experience squeezing through a small rock crevice when you have larger boobs than if you have smaller bob. It remains to be seen how audiences will accept the new version of the Tomb Raider. So listen, guys, I have no faith in this, man. This is a writer that literally has one of the biggest box office flops under their belt. They have other massive flops under their belt as well. Agatha is probably going to flop extremely hard for Disney Plus. So you're going to take this writer and you're going to give her creative reins to do whatever the fuck she wants with Lara Croft when she literally just flat out admitted that she's writing the show based on what she wants to watch in the show and not what anybody else wants. That is crazy to me. The fact that they are giving these people that much creative control and paying them to fuck up these IPs that they spent $600 million on will always just completely blow my mind. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.